Okay, welcome to a new episode of Nate's MMA Corner. I'm Nate, and if you watch my show, you're in my corner. Today's episode is a pre-fight show for UFC on Fox. Johnson versus Reis for the UFC Flyweight Championship of the world. And oh boy, I've never been so excited for a UFC Flyweight Championship fight ever. But given the stakes on this fight, man, I'm so excited. Yeah, so I'm going to do a pre-fight of the main card. And let's get started. Yeah, with predictions, of course. Whew. Oh, the suspense is killing me because if Demetrious Johnson wins this fight, he will be tied for the most consecutive UFC title defenses, UFC world title defenses, with Anderson Silva. And people debate me with this, but George St. Pierre, because if you look at it, it was one interim title defense with 9 regular title defenses, so technically sort of 10. So yeah, basically Demetrious Johnson will be up there with all-time greats, and then he wins the next one after this. He's declared the greatest fighter in UFC history at that point. I mean, how can you deny the guy? Wow. Okay, so Wilson Reis, obviously, as many of you hardcore fans know, has a great ground game. He trains at Alliance with Dominic Cruz, who's the last guy to truly defeat Demetrious Johnson. So this where it makes it really kind of a scary fight for Demetrious Johnson. However, Demetrious Johnson has good submission defense, good takedown defense, and if he keeps it standing, he has a shot at winning this fight. And I think that's how the fight goes. I think Demetrious Johnson withstands any ground game from Reis, because I think Reis is going to definitely initiate the ground, especially if he starts losing the striking department. And Demetrious Johnson will win on points on strikes. I think he avoids the ground game. Hopefully he doesn't get too overconfident, but I think his cardio holds up, and Reis maybe might gas out after the 3rd or 4th round. And that'll play in the favor of Demetrious Johnson. Wow. Oh, man. But, I mean, I would give, like, Wilson Reis maybe a 35 or 40% chance of winning this fight. I don't think this fight's as lopsided as some people may have it. I think Reis definitely has a shot at winning this fight. But, I mean, Demetrious Johnson, please win this fight. That'll be so cool if you tie that record and then break that record of most consecutive title defenses. Yeah, as a fan, it'd be interesting, but at the same time, you know, there is an underdog thing of Wilson Reis going on here. So yeah, I'm picking Demetrious Johnson by unanimous decision. I think he gets it done, and gets it done, you know, with maybe a little struggles here and there, but ultimately gets it done. Then in the co-main event, we have in the women's strawweight division, Rose Namajunas versus Michelle Waterson, 2 top contenders at the strawweight division. Michelle Waterson, former atomweight champion in Invicta, and Rose Namajunas, runner-up on Ultimate Fighter Season 20, where she lost to Carla Esparza. And Rose lost a close decision to Karolina Kowalkiewicz. And yeah, I'm picking Rose to win this by submission round 3 after, you know, really checking the stats on both fighters. I mean, they're real neck and neck in the striking department. So I think that this goes to the ground. And yeah, just, I mean, watching both of their fights, both of these ladies, you know, several of their fights throughout their career, they were both technically sound in the striking department. However, Rose has significantly better Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in theory. So I think eventually she gets it to the ground, and she's the bigger, more durable strawweight. So I think she takes it to the ground and gets the submission at some point. I'll say early to mid in round 3, because I think Michelle could hold her own for at least the 1st round, maybe win the 1st round on strikes. But yeah, I could picture Michelle winning on strikes the 1st round or 2, and then Rose going, you know what, forget the strikes, I'm going to go for the ground. And she'll go for the takedown and get a submission. So I'm picking Rose by a 3rd round submission. Then in the middleweight division, we have two middleweight top contenders, two top-ranked top 10 middleweights in Jacare Souza, Ronaldo Souza versus Robert Whitaker. And yeah, Robert Whitaker coming off that huge win over Derek Brunson. And wow, yeah, I mean, Robert Whitaker is definitely a star in the making, if he's not already a star. And Souza, former Strikeforce middleweight champ. I'm picking Souza by submission. I mean, comparing their jiu-jitsu skills, you know, next to each other, Souza has, in theory, the way better jiu-jitsu skills, and I think he's going to recognize that, and he's going to be initiating that ground attack constantly until he gets it. And when he gets that top position, he's going to look for a big submission, and then keep his top contendership alive. But we'll see if he gets a title shot after this. I mean, this middleweight division's really, you got Romero, you got Souza, and you know, you got so many talented middleweights right now. It's going to be hard to pick who's going to fight Michael Bisping after Bisping's next fight. Yeah, then to kick off the main card in the featherweight division, we have Jeremy Stephens versus Renato Moicano. And Jeremy Stephens, as many of you longtime fans know, this guy, he's been at featherweight, he's been at lightweight, he has heavy hands. This guy knocked out Rafael dos Anjos in dramatic fashion, I believe at UFC 91, all the way back to UFC 91. And yeah, Jeremy Stephens is a killer. This guy is well-rounded. He has heavy hands, but you can't just say he's all striking. I mean, he has great takedown defense and overall great jiu-jitsu skills too. So I think he's smart and he keeps us standing and he keeps Renato at bay. And then I'm picking Stephens' first round knockout. I think his heavy hands play a factor here, and I think he lands that heavy right hand of his sooner than later. And it'll be a good clean win for Jeremy Stephens. So there you have it. There's my predictions for UFC on Fox, Johnson versus Hayes, and see if I'm right. And so stay tuned in the coming days for my post-fight show of this main card. And yeah, until then, see ya.